power of letting go. There's a weight you carry that no one else can see. It's not in your hands, it's in your heart. And every day, it gets a little heavier. You tell yourself you're being strong, that you're protecting something important. But deep down, you know the truth. Lost herself trying to keep everyone else. Her name was Emma, 23 years old, college graduate, bright smile. But that smile was a mask, because Emma couldn't say no. To her parents, who wanted her to be a doctor when she dreamed of being a writer. To her friends, who took and never gave back. To her boyfriend, who made her feel small every single day. She carried everyone's expectations, everyone's needs, everyone's disappointments, and forgot to carry her own. People called her kind, selfless, a good person. But Emma felt like she was disappearing, like she was becoming everyone's version of her and losing herself completely. One Thursday, everything collapsed. Her father yelled at her for dropping a pre-med course. Her best friend accused her of not being supportive enough. Her boyfriend forgot their anniversary. Again. Emma sat in her car after work and couldn't move. She couldn't breathe. Her chest felt tight, her hands shook. And for the first time in her life, she whispered the words she'd been too afraid to say. I can't do this anymore. But even then, she didn't know what to let go of. The people? The guilt? The version of herself she'd been pretending to be? She just knew she was drowning, and no one even noticed. That weekend, Emma drove to the beach, alone. She sat on the sand and watched the waves, back and forth, back and forth. And then she noticed something. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, building a sandcastle. She worked for an hour, carefully, perfectly. Towers and walls and a little flag on top. Then the tide came in. 1 wave, 2 waves. The castle started to crumble. Emma waited for the girl to cry, to get upset. But instead, the girl laughed. She stood up, brushed off her hands, and walked away. Just like that. Emma stared at the empty space where the castle had been, and something clicked. She walked over to the girl. Doesn't it make you sad that it's gone? The girl looked at her like the question didn't make sense. Why? I can build a new one tomorrow. Emma felt tears in her eyes, because she'd been holding on to castles the ocean had already taken. That night, Emma made a list, not of things she wanted to do, of things she needed to stop doing. Stop pretending to want a career that wasn't hers. Stop fixing friendships where she was the only one trying. Stop staying with someone who made her feel like she wasn't enough. It wasn't easy. Letting go never is. She told her parents the truth. They were angry, disappointed. But for the first time, she didn't absorb their emotions like they were hers. She let them feel what they felt and gave herself permission to feel differently. She ended friendships that drained her. She left the relationship that dimmed her light. And slowly, painfully, beautifully, she started to feel like herself again. Not the version everyone wanted. The version she'd forgotten existed. Here's what no one tells you about letting go. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop carrying what was never yours to carry. Other people's anger, other people's dreams, other people's idea of who you should be. You think letting go makes you selfish, but loving yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't save people who don't want to be saved. You can't live someone else's life and call it your own. Emma learned that the hard way. But once she let go, something amazing happened. She didn't lose herself. She found herself. The real her. The one buried under years of pleasing and performing and pretending. And that version, she was stronger than Emma ever imagined. A year later, Emma published her first book. A small one, simple, honest. Her parents didn't understand it. Her old friends didn't read it. But it was hers. And that was enough. She stood by the same beach where she'd watched that little girl, and she understood now. Life will always wash things away. People, plans, the person you thought you'd be. But you don't have to stand there clinging to the ruins. You can let the wave take it,
and build something new, something true, something yours. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more stories that help you remember who you really are.